The Honourable, the member for Granbank.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it gives me great pleasure to rise in this honourable House on behalf of the constituents of the District of Burin-Granbank and second the motion a select committee be appointed to draft an address in reply to this year's speech from the throne. I have to echo what my colleague from Torngat Mountain said in thanking His Honour for the excellent job in delivering today's speech from the throne. I don't think there's a member among us with any doubt of our government's clear vision for a stronger tomorrow. In the opening of the speech from the throne this afternoon, the touching acknowledgement of the 100th anniversary of the Battle of Beaumont Hamel gave me pause. This was indeed a defining moment in our history. All across our province, we continue to remember this sacrifice that so boldly demonstrated our spirit as Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. These brave soldiers' sacrifice will never be forgotten, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, another tragic anniversary is fast approaching. On March 12th, 7 years ago, Cougar Helicopters Flight 491 took off from St. John's International Airport, bound for the White Rose FPSO and Hibernia. The helicopter never reached the oil fields that morning, Mr. Speaker. At around 9:50 a.m., Flight 491 ditched into the North Atlantic, resulting in the deaths of 17 passengers and crew members. Only one person on board survived the crash. Mr. Speaker, this tragedy serves to remind us that our economy is underpinned by perilous industries, just as it has historically been. We must realize the risk undertaken by each day by the men and women who work in the offshore oil industry. Mr. Speaker, I thank His Honour for calling attention to the fact that today is International Women's Day. I feel a tremendous sense of pride to address the House as one of the 10 female members elected to represent the 40 districts of Newfoundland and Labrador. 1 in 4 of us in this honourable House, Mr. Speaker, is female. While that percentage has been improving, we know we still have work to do. The Premier recognises this fact, and he has been a strong advocate for greater female empowerment and gender equality. I'm pleased to join him as we work toward increased female representation in the legislature. I would also like to take this time to acknowledge my female colleagues in Cabinet. Mr. Speaker, the critical portfolios of finance, natural resources, child, youth and family services are indeed in capable hands. And I also acknowledge today the honourable member for Cartwright-Lanceau-Clare, who will begin a well-deserved term as Deputy Speaker of this honourable House. And to every female member in this House, we should each be proud of our role in breaking down the barriers. I applaud the government, for which I have the honour to serve, for its commitment to establishing regulations for midwifery in the Health Professionals Act. This measure will add another option to frontline health care in Newfoundland and Labrador, Mr. Speaker, and I see it as especially beneficial to rural parts of our province. The Premier's own background as a healthcare professional speaks to his long-standing commitment to ensure people across the province receive the best possible healthcare services. Under his experienced leadership, Newfoundlanders and Labradorians know that this conviction will never waver, Mr. Speaker. His Honour mentioned an increased focus on research and development in the ocean technology sector to be a priority for government. As a resident of the Burin Peninsula, I can testify firsthand to our world-class strengths in this growing field. Mr. Speaker, this is a field that has applications not just for oil and gas, but for fishery and aquaculture, transportation and tourism. I can also attest to our innovation in the ocean technology sector based on what I've seen at the Wave Energy Research Centre and the land-based fish farm in Lords Cove in my district of Burin-Granbank. I applaud efforts to expand our capabilities in all of these industries, and I believe that our people and our institutions will be at the leading edge of the marine technology field on a global scale. We will also be ideally positioned to take full command of our resources when oil prices rebound. The Premier has spoken of the need for economic diversification. He has instructed his Cabinet to pursue every avenue in order to achieve this. Mr. Speaker, the Premier truly recognises the solution for our financial challenges lies in the ingenuity of the people and institutions of Newfoundland and Labrador. I was encouraged to hear His Honour speak about the high standards of integrity the Premier expects of his Cabinet and colleagues. This is indeed welcomed, and I thank the Premier for setting that tone for this honourable House. I say to the members opposite and to colleagues from my caucus alike, we are faced with challenges that are bigger than party lines and political stripes. We are tasked with solving problems that impact not just us, but coming generations, Mr. Speaker. I ask every member in this honourable House to remember that we are all here for the betterment of our province. We may disagree on policy, and we will engage in heated debate, but as we begin this new chapter, we know that we share a common purpose here, regardless of which side we're sitting on. Our common purpose, Mr. Speaker, is setting in place the foundation for a stronger tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, once again, it is a great honour to second the motion that a select committee be appointed to draft an address and reply in response to the speech from the throne. Thank you.